the best team in the NFL right now. 4 weeks to go.
Don't do me that, Rich.
I got to.
I believe it's the Los Angeles Rams.
You do.
You know, and I know when you go back 2 weeks and you think to yourself, yeah, but they lost to the Panthers.
Right.
The Panthers also went into Green Bay and got a win. But watching that game and the turnovers by Matthew Stafford, the pick six, the force, the sack fumble late in the game, like it still shows you how good they are because they had an opportunity to win. They're the best team in my opinion because they have the things I can count on the most. I can count on Matthew Stafford. I can count on the run game of Sean McVay, the two wide receivers on the outside, and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and a front four that just won't quit, and young playmakers on the second level and the back end that may not be household names, but have made huge plays throughout this season. And so right now, I believe they're the best team. And I can say all of those good things about the Los Angeles Rams, and then you can still ask me and I'd be like, I don't know if they're going to win it.
Well, that's because everything is so wide open, and it does take some of us to wrap our arms around an NFL season being different than the year before, if not the several years before, which is why people are like, yeah, but they lost in Carolina. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Carolina also won in Green Bay. Wait a minute. Carolina has a chance to win its division, you know, and it's still just difficult for a lot of people to wrap their arms around the fact that the Chiefs and the Ravens aren't going to make the playoffs this year unless there's some massive turnaround.
Sort of makes me sick.
What do you mean?
Like, I know, like, the world wants to believe that it's great when, like, all these teams have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Nobody wants that. I don't really want that.
You're talking Chris's language right now.
Am I right, Chris, though?
Well, yes, and I say the same thing about the college football playoff. Like, hey, cool, James Madison, Tulane. Nobody's rooting for you.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
And I'm from New Orleans.
Like you don't get a seat at the big boy table for Thanksgiving. You know, it's the NFL. I get it, but
it's tough for people to wrap their arms around. Like, think about it. Last year's 15-win teams, the Lions are on the outside looking in. The Chiefs need to win the table and get some help to get in. You got 14-win team in the Vikings. They're not making it. You got a 12-win team in the Washington Commanders. They're not making it. So the number of – and you've got the Ravens that might not make it. You've got a whole bunch of teams that were incredibly successful last year that are either definitely not making or may not make it again this year. And then you look at the Patriots and the Broncos and you're wondering, are they for real? Can Carolina really – are they really for real? Yeah, it's entirely possible that they are for real, right?
Well, I think – the New England Patriots 100% are for real. Drake Maye's ascension was no surprise to me. In this very studio at the beginning of the season or before the season started, the question was, what story are we not speaking about enough?
Yes.
And I said it's Drake Maye and the possibility of him becoming a superstar. And some of the pushback was he wouldn't have the infrastructure around him from a roster standpoint, that they might have been a year away. But that also didn't take into account what he was physically capable of doing and what the addition of Josh McDaniels could do for a young Drake Maye. When he said, it was something he said during his interview on Monday Night Football. He said, I get to watch Tom Brady do exactly what I'm being asked to do. That he's sitting in a meeting with Josh McDaniels and they're talking about certain play calls, certain decision making. And Josh, think about the cachet that gives you as Josh McDaniels to be able to say, here is what I told Tom and here is what Tom did. How do you refute that in any way as a player? And then what I think back to when Mike Vrabel is running down the sideline with Antonio Gibson in Miami. And I'm like, how freaking cool is that? To be able to look at your coach and know, one, he did this at a very high level.
Yeah.
He also jumped into 2 fights in training camp. Like physically, was bleeding. Goes through the drills with us, has the coaching acumen that you learn when you work with a Bill Belichick for most of your playing career and the things that you were able to do in Tennessee and be a coach of a year. And, like, that's your coach? Man, what they have going on is great. They're for real. I do believe the Denver Broncos are for real. I can be honest. Carolina Panthers, I'm not as sold on them because sometimes they can be so bad.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.